Hi, everybody. I'm Patty,
I'm Ann.
I'm Susan.
and we are the co hosts for Girl Talk Apologetics.
And we're a women's book discussion group, and we meet weekly to read Christian apologetics books.
Some people might wonder what the benefits are to being part of a group instead of just reading books by yourself, and we're here to tell you what the benefits are.
But before that, we wanted to let you know how we started in the first place.
Tell us, Patty.
Well, I had wanted to start a discussion group locally for reading and discussing important books together. This is an idea I got from reading an apologetics book by Greg Kokel called Tactics, but I wasn't successful in creating a group locally.
So one day I was on Facebook and I get this invitation to watch Greg Kokel discuss with some of his cohorts about his book Tactics. And I thought, okay, why not? So I go on there and all of a sudden somebody puts in the chat, I'm trying to start a book club, but I don't think any other women are interested. And Greg said, well, why don't you ask some of the women who are watching here? And I messaged Patty and I said, I'm interested.
And then I did too. And Patty told me, well, let's start a group message together. So we learned a little bit more about each other. And we decided, wouldn't it be a great idea if we invited more ladies to join our discussion? And that's pretty much where Girl Talk Apologetics began.
One of the best benefits of joining our group is that it's a great way to meet new people and develop new friendships. And we don't even live in the same town. So you can get to know people who live even in different cultures, which is a very exciting opportunity. You can learn from other people's experiences as we go through the discussions. You will hear new insights that possibly you didn't get from reading the same material. You have an opportunity to encourage other people through experiences of going through maybe a similar struggle that someone else is going through at the time. You will hear questions asked and answered that you may not have thought of or that you forgot to ask. And one of the benefits that we found some people especially like is that if you happen to be especially introverted, you can put all your comments and questions in the chat and you never have to talk. But we hope eventually you'll feel comfortable enough to join the discussion. And then also, one of my favorites, and Ann's, I think, is that you can brag about how nice the weather is where you live, or complain about how bad the weather is where you live.
I think a great benefit is that you can ask questions that you've always had because maybe you're doubting, even though you're a believer. And as a former atheist, I think for myself, it's nice to give the perspective of the seeker or the doubter and be able to answer those questions, not only for yourself, but for others that you may encounter.
For me personally, being a mom of two little ones, what I particularly like about this book club is that it's mom friendly. If you have your kids around, you could always turn off the video if you need to deal with a situation. You can always keep your microphone muted and you can chime in or in the chat room, and one of the hosts will actually read the thing that you added in the chat. So the nice thing about this is that you can be heard and you can build friendships.
What I enjoy is that it's a community, that we keep seeing the same faces pop up or come and go, but it's like seeing an old friend, and you get to know these people and look forward to them as part of your life.
And it's been a real benefit just to be able to be connected through the pandemic. When we had to be staying inside or not being able to gather as we were used to, this was a really healthy way, I think, to stay connected with other humans.
We actually have people in 4 countries and something like 20 states across the United States. Let's see, Canada, New Zealand, Ecuador, and the Philippines so far. And, from New York to California and Indiana in between.
So whether you're a seeker, a doubter, and just investigating, trying to find the truth of Christianity, whether it even exists, that we welcome you, and we consider this a safe place to search for the important questions that you have. One of the benefits our group has been able to enjoy so far is that for every book we've read, we've been able to schedule the author or authors to join us for a Q&A session at the end of the discussion. And I think that's a really added benefit for anyone who participates in the group discussion.
I love that, getting to ask the apologist a question directly. You feel like you get to know them after having read the whole book.
And something that we have learned along the way is that many apologists are actually very excited to join us because they want to encourage more women to learn about apologetics.
So this time we're going to be reading The Case for Faith by Lee Strobel. And I had the opportunity of working with him on a television show, gosh, nearly 20 years ago, called Faith Under Fire. And Lee is a super nice man and a very good writer. The Case for Faith is super accessible, a very easy read, and it will be answering the most tough objections to Christianity, the things that are often barriers to faith. Things like the problem of evil. So it's an easy read and it will be lots of fun, and we welcome you to join us. And you get to hear Lee at the end of the series.
So get the book at your favorite book retailer. It's available in paperback, hardback, Kindle, or even an audiobook. And sign up to get the Zoom link that you'll need to join our discussions at our website, which is www.girltalkapologetics.com.
Or you can also just email us at girltalkapologetics@gmail.com. And also make sure to follow us on our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search Girl Talk Apologetics.
And YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube.
Susan, YouTube.
Susan, YouTube.
Yeah.
What's YouTube?
We actually have our previous interviews with the authors there or on our website. You can check those out as well.
We hope you'll join us. Are you beckoning?
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to get me to say something more. I'm like, what am I supposed to say?
Make it longer. No.
Okay.